Hello, everyone. Hello, my name is Wendy Myers. Welcome to today's Facebook Live. My website is myersdetox.com, where we talk about everything related to detoxification. And today, I want to talk about EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, and how they are harming our health and what to do about it. Most notably, I want to talk today about 5G satellites that are being launched into our atmosphere to provide faster and faster signals to us, Wi-Fi signals, faster downloads, less interference, more access around the world to the internet. And because cell phones are growing, around the world, to help, people in small villages in Africa and South America and, in Asia. The cell phones are growing where people don't have computers or access to the internet. And so unfortunately, what this means for us is increased exposure to EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies. And I'm going to talk more about that today. So what exactly I'm going to be talking about are essentially, let me find my notes here. I'm going to be talking about how Tesla is involved in blanketing the Earth and 5G satellites, how to protect from being WiFried, what EMFs, or what exactly are EMFs, or electromagnetic fields. I'll also talk about the difference between 4G and 5G. And we'll also talk about what 5G means to your health, the cities that currently have 5G, and it's certainly rolled out in my area in Huntington Beach. And we'll talk about the signs and symptoms of EMF sensitivity. And I also have a free download for you guys if you listen through my whole spiel here. I have a whole free download for you called the Top 10 Ways to Protect Yourself Against and Prevent EMF Damage. So you can also reverse EMF damage too, so once that's occurred. So first, let's talk about Tesla. So Tesla has a company called SpaceX. It's owned by Tesla. And SpaceX is going to be involved in blanketing the Earth with 12,000 satellites. There's going to be about 20,000 by the year 2025, from what I understand. And one company is called OneWeb. They're going to send up over 2,000 satellites. And there's another company also that's going to be sending up satellites as well. So 5G is planned for space, with thousands of these lower orbiting satellites that are proposed with public and private partnerships. And the tech giants have spent millions of dollars lobbying for airwaves to make this happen. And, this is coming. I mean, there's no way around it. There are certain countries that have opted out of 5G, like Brussels, because 5G exceeds their limits for radiation that they've established in their country. There's other cities as well that, had started 5G and then stopped it because of dead birds, dead bees around the little antenna. There's just problems with this rollout, and there's been no testing done whatsoever. But in essence, the 5G is a faster version of 4G. 4G is what we're using in the United States right now. Over the summer, I just went to Italy and Greece, and they're still on 3G. And consequently, there's a lot less access to the internet. When you do have access, it's much, much slower. And I couldn't do any Facebook Lives when I was there because the internet just wasn't fast enough, unfortunately. And people want fast internet. So this is meeting consumer demand. But 4G is, the mobile telecommunications service that allows us to access the internet on our phones. And 5G uses a higher frequency wireless band so that data can be transferred more quickly. However, it can't reach as far, like it's a lot faster, but it can't reach as far. So it needs a lot more antennas closer together. So that's why telecom is erecting an antenna every 10 homes in cities across the country. And some are also hidden underground so that you can't see them, so that you can't locate them. And sadly, there's no studies on the effects of 5G on human health before this rollout began. And even though it operates at a higher frequency, 5G uses the same frequency as a military weapon that produces extreme pain in subjects when the frequency is targeted on a specific point. So this can be used as a weapon also, but also there are problems. We'll talk about the symptoms in a minute, but it causes people a lot of different mystery illnesses where they're going to the doctor and just in and out of that revolving door at their doctor's offices and going to all different types of doctors, trying to figure out like, what's wrong with me? Why am I sick? Why am I chronically fatigued? Why do I have constant headaches? And I don't really know of very many doctors at all that are thinking of 5G and the effect it's having on their patients or causing their symptoms. It's almost non-existent for conventional doctors to think about this or address it or look at it as an underlying cause. There's a lot of functional medical doctors that are thinking about this, but not enough of them. That's why I wanted to educate people about this threat. So what are EMFs or electromagnetic fields exactly, and are all of them bad? So electric and magnetic fields, or EMFs, are invisible areas of energy, often referred to as radiation. So you can think of like EMF radiation, that's associated with the use of what's called dirty electricity, as in the electrical power in your home that can be leaking from the sockets or coming from different electronic devices. And bad EMFs like Wi-Fi internet, cell phones, computers, and electronic devices. And human beings are exposed to both natural or native frequencies and non-native man-made frequency sources. And so the natural ones, which are beneficial, are things as the Earth's Schumann resonance, sunlight, and then there's cosmic radiation, which is problematic and not healthy. But there are some EMFs that we need, like when you're grounding, you're getting EMFs from the Earth. When you're swimming in the ocean, all of these things are healthy. But then the man-made ones, the man-made EMFs, are dramatically increasing, like Bluetooth, wireless devices, all of the internet networks. So when you go on your Wi-Fi signal and you're looking for your internet, there's 15, 20, 30, maybe even more if you live in a high-rise building. So it's not enough to turn off your wireless router at night, because then you have all your neighbors and businesses Wi-Fi routers also. And then there's your personal computer. There are smart electronic appliances in our homes. They're just more and more and more exposure to EMFs in our environment. We have to be thinking about this. So let's talk about the difference between 4G and 5G. Okay, 4G is a cell phone frequency that we currently have in the US. 5G is rolling out. There's about between 21 and 30 cities that currently have it, depending on if you have AT&T or Verizon or other carriers. But there's a few dozen cities that have 5G, but there's a lot more coming. They're being rolled out. But from a practical perspective, 5G has several benefits over 4G. You get higher speeds. There's less latency, or where the little wheel is spinning or you're waiting for the movie to load. There's capacity for a larger number of connected devices, less interference, and there's better efficiency, which is great if you want to watch movies on your phone. And there are speeds of up to 100 gigabytes per second. And 5G is set to be as much as 100 times faster than 4G. So it's exponentially faster and stronger. And each time that we jump from one generation of wireless technologies to another, the amount of EMFs that we're all being exposed to also increases exponentially. So let's kind of lay this out here. So in 1996, there was 2G. that came out. And I remember I had my little flip phone. I thought I was so slick with my flip phone, my Motorola flip phone. And so there were 17,000 antennas in 1996 in the US. And then in 2006, 3G rolled out. We really jumped there to almost 200,000 antennas in the US. In 2016, 4G rolled out with 210,000 antennas across the United States. And then with 5G, there is going to be 13 million antennas in the US by 2025. So big change coming. So from 210,000 to 13 million by 2025, 5 years away. That is going to have a dramatic impact on people's health. And so we'll talk about why. Because 5G it's 100 times faster, but it's 40 times as strong a frequency as 4G. So if anyone right now feels like they're EMF sensitive, then we have to find a way to protect ourselves from 5G that's here and rolling out in more and more cities. So where has 5G been unleashed? So it's definitely here in Orange County where I am. Verizon has launched 5G in 1/3 of its planned 30 cities. So right now, Verizon has 5G in Boston, in Charlotte, North Carolina, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Columbus, Dallas, Texas, Des Moines, Iowa, Houston, Texas, Kansas City, Missouri, Little Rock, Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, San Diego, and Salt Lake City, Utah. For AT&T, there's 21 cities that have access to the 5G network. Atlanta, Austin, Texas, Charlotte, Dallas, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Florida, Las Vegas, Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, New Orleans, New York City, Oklahoma City, Orlando, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, San Jose, and Waco, Texas. So those are the cities that have 5G, and these are cities, the citizens of these cities need to be taking extra precaution in protecting themselves from 5G and noticing if they've had any changes in their health, changes in their sleep, changes in their brain function, changes in their energy levels. And so if anyone listening is in those cities and has noticed they just don't feel well or as good as they used to maybe a year ago, you might want to be thinking about 5G or EMFs as a potential source of your symptoms. So what does 5G mean for your health? So experts cite that as the demand of cell phone usage that has tripled in the last 3 years, but detractors cite numerous health risks so profound that some European and US cities are banning the introduction of 5G, most notably being Brussels. They banned 5G because it exceeds current radiation guidelines for their city. So good for them. I need to do some more research on the other cities. I know there's other cities and countries that have said no to 5G, but more on that later. So some signs and symptoms of EMF sensitivity. So just listen to these and see if any of these ring any bells for you. If you have any of these symptoms, EMF could be an underlying root cause. So I'm trying to just have a light bulb moment for some people that you want to be looking at reducing EMF in your environment to then ameliorate these symptoms. So we know in the research that EMFs have been linked with cancer, with sleep difficulties, from symptoms varying from person to person. They can be resemble symptoms of certain health disorders. They can be really hard to identify EMF-related toxicity from EMF. But a few of the health issues that have been linked to EMFs are insomnia, poor childhood development, dysregulated cellular function, poor brain function, infertility, male and female infertility, and heart stress, heart palpitations, rapid heartbeat. And people can also have, depression and anxiety. They can have poor focus and concentration. They can have dizziness, irritability. They can have skin burning and tingling, and they can have appetite loss as well. So now that I've kind of laid out the reality of EMFs and 5G and what's coming, how do we protect ourselves from being Wi-Fried? So the good news is there's ways to reduce about your EMF exposure by about 90%. There's a lot of things that you can do, and you can even reverse many of the negative health effects from EMF exposure once you start taking precautions. And mitigating EMF exposure basically comes down to several strategies. So measuring with the appropriate meter to accurately assess your environment. So a lot of people do that, and I have a tri-field meter here, and it's really interesting the sources that I found. I found that it was really interesting that I had like a fire alarm, and it was emitting really, really high EMFs. And people can find that there's wireless or Bluetooth devices on their televisions or their, I'll put that in the camera here. This is my tri-field meter. People can find it that they can have appliances where the Bluetooth is activated and they're not even using it, and it's sending out a signal to them, which is, causing problems for them and exposing them to EMF totally unnecessarily. So it's good to walk around your home with a meter like this and identify sources in your environment and reduce them or replace them, turn them off, whatever you have to do. And another strategy is avoidance or elimination. So, avoiding places that have high EMF, limiting your exposure time, increasing distance from EMF sources. And it's like, for instance, not having your Wi-Fi router in your bedroom. If you're going to have one, then put it down below, away from your bedrooms and your child's bedrooms. And also shielding from EMF works as well. So a lot of different strategies. And my biggest problem with most EMF solutions out there, or EMF protection devices, is that one, they only protect from a single device. Like you might get a cell phone sticker that will protect from that device, or a little under the computer device to absorb EMF. So that's great, when you're on your computer. But or you can turn off your wireless router, but then what about all the neighbors' routers? And then even if you might have like a little device on your desk that'll protect you while you're in the perimeter or within the vicinity of that device. And you may have created this amazing cocoon in your home by turning off your Wi-Fi router, or maybe you've got a little shield over your EMF meter, or your electricity meter rather, that sends the amount of electric usage to the electric company. There's lots of things you can do around your house that are amazing. But what happens when you leave the cocoon of your environment, if you've even worked on that yet in your environment? What happens when you leave and you go out shopping, or you go to a friend's house, or you're traveling? And unfortunately, you have to have a device that's going to travel with you, that's going to be protecting you 24/7. And so I've talked about this before, but this is the Harmoni Pendant, and this is the first time that I'm debuting this right now. This is the newly designed Harmoni Pendant. In the past, we had looked like a little dog tag, which I thought was really cool and I liked it. But this is a much more feminine design, I think a much more attractive design for men and women. And so this is the new design. I don't know if you can see it here, but I'll try to make it as clear for you guys as possible. So this is the Harmoni Pendant. I love mine. I've been wearing mine for about 2 years. I do not take it off except for when I sleep and when I get in the shower, go swimming or something, when I get in the sauna. And this device is amazing. It protects you from EMFs. It reduces stress markers. We did a study with Dr. Kelly Miller, and he found in testing 33 patients that it dramatically improved their HRV, or heart rate variability, which is a scientifically valid Harvard tried and true, Harvard-based test that it's a marker for stress. And so when people are wearing the pendant, they have dramatically reduced stress. And this is proven with muscle testing. This is proven with improvement in people's HRV testing as well. And so that study's been completed, and there's more information on this link right here. So I want to give you guys an opportunity to try the new Harmoni pendant for you guys. Okay, what happened here? So I want to give you guys the opportunity to try this pendant. So I just posted a link right here, so you guys can go to this page and learn more about the Harmoni pendant. You can learn more about the study. We also did some testing with before the pendant, before wearing the pendant, and EMF measuring going through people's bodies. And that was tested with an acoustic meter, which tests dirty electricity in the walls, and a tri-field meter, which will test Wi-Fi signals. And this can be tested, you can test the EMFs going through a person's body. So before wearing a pendant, they had high EMF going through their body. Then we put a pendant on the participant, and they got, their pendant got activated. And then after that process, we saw the meters start coming down dramatically to very, very low. There was an 88% improvement in EMF exposure, a reduction in EMF exposure from before and after someone wearing a Harmoni pendant. So there's more information on this page below. And so we've proven that this is a device that lowers people's EMF exposure, protects them from EMF, and therefore can protect people from a lot of the symptoms that they can experience as a result or suffer as a result of EMF exposure. And we have a limited number available. We only have a few hundred pendants right now. We're waiting for more to be shipped to us. So there's limited stock right now. So I would get them while you can. And I'm also going to give you guys my totally free EMF guide. It's called the Top 10 Ways to Protect Against and Prevent EMF Damage. So this has tons and tons of helpful tips for you guys. So you can really start thinking about this, and I want you to start thinking about EMF in your home, thinking about getting a tri-field meter. They're very inexpensive. There's other meters out there on Amazon. There's lots of resources out there. Start testing, experimenting around your home, and looking for sources in your environment. This guide will be a nice, a helpful guide to do that. And it will give you a lot of different tips. Like there's a wireless router in there that will turn off. It'll turn off when it's not in use. It turns off automatically at night, so that it'll reduce your EMF exposure by up to 90% because it just isn't on when it's not in use. And so there's just lots of really cool devices coming out to help reduce your exposure. But one of my favorite ones is the Harmoni pendant. I just had such a profound experience with this pendant that I have to, or I just feel very compelled to just tell the world about this. And we redesigned it because this pendant before it had a dog tag type of design. And so the company hired a person in Indonesia, in Bali, Indonesia, that makes jewelry for Jason Momoa, Game of Thrones and Aquaman fame. They make a lot of jewelry for him. They redesigned the pendant, and there's a small version for women, and there's also a larger 25mm version for men. But they're unisex. Men or women can wear each size, but you can just choose a size that works for you. And the large 25mm version is about the size of a quarter. The smaller one here is a 20mm. It's about the size of a nickel, just to give you an idea of the size. And so you guys can go check those out on the link below. And so now I'm going to answer your questions. So let me get to these here. So I was shocked to discover my coffee maker and stove are super high in EMF. Yeah, it's shocking when some of these newer appliances have Bluetooth capabilities that are, if you want, you can send the information to an app and control your refrigerator from an app, or, and it sounds really fancy, and people buy the newer appliances to get some of these features and may or may not be using them. So you have to be aware of this and turn these features off if you're not using them, because you're needlessly exposing yourself to EMF. Next question here. So Jennifer Jennings, so link for Harmony. Yes, so I just put the link here for the new Harmony pendant that you can see here, and I'll post a link here again to try the brand new Harmony pendant with a totally new design. And we've actually tested it. It actually works better than the older pendants. It works better for various reasons based on the tests that we've done. And so that's really all the questions that you guys have so far. So if you guys have any questions, this is your last chance to post them. But I think I really kind of very clearly laid out the argument about the problems with 5G, the symptoms that people can experience when exposed to 5G, all the different cities that are in the United States where 5G has rolled out, and there's many, many, many more cities next year that are going to have 5G. And the 5G is kind of like a jackhammer to your pineal gland. This is why it's going to cause so many more sleep issues. I feel like sleep issues are going to become rampant over the next year and two, because people aren't going to understand it's the stress on their body from that pulsing, that jackhammer frequency pulsing on people's bodies. And it's going to dramatically impact the pineal gland in your head, which produces melatonin. You need melatonin to sleep. So melatonin starts being produced, at some point in the evening, and then increases, and then that helps you to fall asleep and then stay asleep. But if you have 5G frequencies just jackhammering your pineal gland, people aren't going to produce enough melatonin, and therefore aren't going to sleep, or if they do have their eyes closed, they're not going to get restful, restorative sleep. So this is my biggest concern when it comes to EMF, because with that comes an inability to detox, comes irritability, depression, anxiety, fatigue, brain fogginess, and all these symptoms that people experience from 5G and 4G. And part of that is poor sleep. And so if any of these things I've talked about ring any bells, you may want to look into EMF as an underlying root cause. And so I've given you guys some tips here to protect yourself. This is my free download, my free top 10 tips to protect yourself from EMF guide. So check that out here in the links. And also, let's see. Oh, here's some more questions here. So do you know that structured water protects your cells from EMF? Yes, to a degree. I mean, there's lots of things that help to protect yourself. And the reason that, and it depends on the structured water, like not all structured waters are created equal, but some waters have lots and lots of electrons, like this Wata water that I'm totally obsessed with. This water is a structured water, but it has tetrahydrate gas infused into it, and that feeds your body tons and tons and tons of electrons, which negatively charges your body. What EMF does is it positively charges your body. That's why it causes your body to not work correctly. There's a breakdown in metabolic function. I forgot to mention also, people can have weight gain and resistant weight loss with EMF because the cells don't function properly. And when we are positively charged, we're not in a natural state for our bodies to function. We have to be negatively charged. So some structured waters and water like Wata, that's why people feel really good, because it's negating or it's opposing the effects of EMF by giving the body that negative charge. That's a very good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So next question here, speak to shungite with protection. Yeah, I love stones. Like shungite is a stone that can help protect to a degree from EMF, but I don't think it's as strong as a protection as you could get like with the Harmoni pendant, or that you could enjoy with other types of protection. But I'm all for every little bit counts, everything that you can do. If you like stones and crystals and you're into that, then yes, by all means, you can use shungite products like that. Not all of them are created equal. There's varying quality between different types of shungite and stone EMF protectors. So it's just a big topic we won't get into today. But yes, those do also work. And next question here. Let's see, can you post these links on your website, as I'm not able to see comments on my iPad? So all of the videos that I do here, we post them on YouTube. So if you subscribe to my newsletter, you can go to myersdetox.com, and everywhere there's a little login to get free ebooks or subscribe to the newsletter in the sidebar. Just go sign up there and you'll get an email whenever I do a Facebook Live with a link to the video on YouTube. And we post all the links there that I talk about on the Facebook Live. So that's youtube.com/Wendy Myers. Go there, please subscribe to notifications. That would be super awesome. And Ellen O'Sullivan Mazzone, I like that name. So, hi Wendy, I can't find the new pendant in the Myers Detox store. So it's not sold in the Myers Detox store. It's in the harmonipendant.com store. So if you go to harmonipendant.com or click the links I have here in the comment, you will find the new pendants. You can also go to this link that I just posted. Try the Harmoni pendant for EMF protection. If you go to that link on harmonipendant.com /pages/EMF-protection, that will take you right to the page to learn more about the pendant, or if you just want to buy one right now, you can go to harmonipendant.com, Harmony with an I. And they will be in the Myers Detox store soon, but they're just not right this second. So let's see. So the next question here, do you know if the Wi-Fi EMF protector really negates EMF? So I'm not sure which one you're referring to exactly. You said, do you know if the Wi-Fi EMF protector really negates EMF? So I'm not sure which product you're talking about. It may be just the one that I just talked about, where I said it's a Wi-Fi router with a switch. There's a switch that you can put on like a setting where it's only on when it's detecting that there's a computer in use seeking the Wi-Fi signal. And so that's an awesome device. That's in my free EMF guide. If you want to click the link and download that. And there is the actual Wi-Fi router and a link to the page a link to the website where you can get that Wi-Fi router. That is really, really cool. But yes, but this EMF protector, or the pendant, if you're referring to the Harmoni pendant, yes, it really does negate the effects of EMF up to 88%. In the test that we did, it helped to reduce EMF exposure up to 88% as opposed to not wearing it. And we did this with 2 different EMF meters, and we're going to have that video out really, really soon. But we've had numerous people test, but you have to know how to do the testing correctly. A lot of people don't know how to do the EMF testing correctly when it comes to their body. So it's not always as simple as just using a meter and testing the environment. You have to know how to do this test. So we'll have a video pretty soon in the next week that's going to show people how to do the testing before and after on the body wearing the pendant. So that's coming very, very, very soon. If you're tuned into the myersdetox.com newsletter and email subscription. But yes, the Harmoni pendant is proven to protect from EMFs. So next question. So I'm wearing the small one here. So Liz Flowers, am I wearing the large or small? So I'm wearing the small one, and it's on about a 60 centimeter chain. and the larger one is on a 70 centimeter chain. So it's a little bit larger for men. But I like the small one. I feel it's very feminine to me. My fiance, he loves the larger one. Most men are attracted to the larger one. And I think this makes a great Christmas gift. I went home for the holidays for Thanksgiving. I gave all my family their own pendant. I don't know if they're going to wear them or not, but I saw my cousins, I saw my aunts and my uncles and my brother and my mother and her husband, and I gave every single one of my family a Harmony pendant because, you know, I know that it will protect them from EMFs. It will reduce their stress levels and just help them generally feel better. And I mean, there are hundreds of testimonials with this pendant. It's really mind-blowing since I learned about it about 2 years ago and started wearing it myself. You know, I had such a profound experience with it and such a profound just how I felt after I activated the pendant, was wearing it. It completely changed my life. And that's why I'm here talking to you guys about it today. It was like a light bulb went on for me. And I'm very thankful that I found it. I'm very thankful that I met the developer of it, Robert Marking. And so it's been redesigned just so it's, you know, the women will want to wear it more. I like it more. I love it so much. I wear mine every single day. I only take it off when I sleep or take a shower. And I love it so much. So we made this available now just in time for the holidays. So like I said, it makes a great gift. And there's a big discount if you get 2 or even a 4-pack of the pendants. So like I said, I'm wearing the small one, which is about the size of a nickel, and the large one's about the size of a quarter, to give you a perspective. Hennessy John, does the pendant create its own torus field? You know, I don't know the answer to that question. I have no idea. So Hennessy, or is it just a harmonizer? So what the pendant does is it harmonizes to your body's energy field. So it corrects the functioning of your body's energy field. And in doing that, EMF doesn't pass through your body. It doesn't pass through your tissues based on testing. So I honestly don't know what a torus field is. From what I understand, I don't know what the difference is between a harmonizer and a torus, so I'm not maybe equipped to answer that question. But we know based on testing that it protects from EMF. I can't explain the exact mechanism by which it does that though. So Liz Flowers, so great. So is the only difference the size, or does the large add more protection? No, there's just a size difference is all. And so what about your daughter? I have 2 young boys that I'd like to protect. Curious if you've seen a difference with her. Yeah, so my daughter has her own pendant on. She has from day one. And so she loves wearing hers. And when I first gave her one, she didn't want to wear it. So I put it in her pocket, and I also put it under her pillow at night also. So sometimes if kids are resistant or husbands are resistant, you can just put it in their pocket, or you can put it underneath their pillow, and that will give them at least some protection. So that's one way to go about it. And you can also put it on a chain. You know, you can put this on, you know, the pendant on a bracelet, or we'll have, you know, other designs coming out soon. We'll have bracelets, and we're going to have more things rolling out over the course of 2020. But yeah, I've seen a huge difference in winter as far as just her feeling more calm. When the whole family is wearing a pendant, they have a better connection because all of their stress levels are reduced. And so I feel more connected. They have better communication. Everyone feels better. So there's less fighting and bickering and just kind of feeling like you're repelling each other. It's really hard to explain, but when both me and my daughter were wearing the pendant, and I came home to her, and when I first learned about the pendant, I was wearing mine. I came home, gave her hers. We did the activation process, which takes a couple of minutes. And afterwards, I just felt like this strange sense, like we were just communicating better. we were in more harmony. We just connected on a deeper level, and it really touched me. It's hard to explain. It just sounds really hokey, but it's was very, very real, and it was just really profound to me, because a few years ago I would have been like, whatever, if I listen to these, this story or some of the testimonials or what have you, or some of the claims that the Pendant does, some of the benefits, I would have been, very skeptical. But, based on my experience that I've had, for years, I've been to conferences with Robert Marking, harmonizing hundreds and hundreds of people, and having them come, a lot of health celebrities also, like Ben Lynch, Joe Mercola, Dr. Lee Cowden. I mean, just so many different people, that I won't go into, but, and then the next day, them coming back and saying, they feel so much better. They're more relaxed, like their aches and pains are gone. And all these symptoms that they had are dramatically reduced or completely eliminated. For me, seeing is believing. After seeing all these stories, seeing all the testimonials, and the more that you're going to see on this page, this link that I pasted here, it's just really profound, the experience I had. So, and profound the experience that Winter has as well. And she loves her pendant. She doesn't want to take it off now, because I think on some sense, even though she's only 9, she intuitively senses that her pendant is protecting her, and she feels better when she wears it. Next question's here. So Carrie, so I have the larger pendant. Great. So you may have the pendant, the old one that is the dog tag. So that's great. So if you want to upgrade, you can certainly do that. So we'll be sending an email out tonight, I believe, for anyone who's previously owned a pendant. You'll get a coupon code for a discount on the new one. So that's only for people who previously owned the pendant or purchased a pendant before. We're going to extend a discount coupon to you guys so that you can upgrade for a discount. So that'll be going out in your email tonight. So take a look for that. So Hennessy John, would sleeping on a Magnetico sleep pad help in a 5G world? Yes, every little bit helps. I mean, the Magnetico sleep pad has magnets in it that kind of mimic the Earth's magnetism. So it helps your body function better. That's kind of the mechanism by which it works. So I honestly don't know how much a Magnetico sleep pad would protect or reduce the effects of 5G or EMF. I just know that because of the magnets in it, the very heavy duty magnets, it's meant to mimic the magnetism of the Earth, which people are largely removed from, which causes a lot of different problems in their body, like omega-3 fats getting into their cell membrane requires this kind of magnetism or polarity that the Earth provides that a lot of people just don't get today. So I honestly can't answer that question. I haven't, it's the Magnetico sleep pad is more for magnetism versus EMF protection. So that's not really what that pad's for. But the company might have some studies on that. I'm not aware of any. So let's see. So Ellen O'Sullivan Mazone. So just wondering why you take it off at night. Would it disturb your sleep? No, it wouldn't disturb your sleep at all. I just take mine off at night just because I don't want to get it caught or twisted. And, as long as you wear the pendant for a few hours a day, it does provide protection. You just want to make sure you're wearing it for at least a few hours a day, because it corrects your body's energy field, your body's energy functioning. So that will last for, when you're not wearing the pendant. But you want to make sure you're doing the activation process at least once a week or whenever you feel kind of stressed. So these instructions are emailed to you after you buy a pendant. You get the instructions emailed to you for this activation process. It's at harmonipendant.com/activate. You can go there and check that out. And then you get the video and the PDF download instructions, after you purchase the pendant. And that will tell you the whole process to activate the pendant once a week so that you enjoy the maximum benefits of the pendant. But I take mine off at night just because I don't want the, I just don't, it just will kind of irritate my neck. So I don't wear it at night. Yeah, so Hennessy John, thank you for answering, not trying to be antagonistic, sincerely looking for EMF mitigation. No, I didn't take it as being antagonistic at all. I mean, there's lots of devices out there that can protect from EMF. Some of them are total BS. Some are proven to work. I love the Harmoni pendant because I know that it works. It works for me, and I've seen it with testing. I've seen it with meters. I've seen it with hundreds and hundreds of people that are wearing the pendant. But yeah, I just couldn't answer your question. I just don't know the answer to it. So Hennessy John, so sleeping on a grounding mat backfired on me. So I'll tell you the reason why. So some of the grounding mats are too strong. So they're gonna giving you too much of a good thing, where you might need that grounding, but not too much. Also, if it's plugged into a wall that's emitting dirty electricity, that can also pose a problem. So it's one of those things that might be beneficial in the beginning, but too much of that can become problematic to the body and problematic to the body's energy field. So you do have to be careful with some of these grounding mats and whatnot. So one of the ways that you can, one of the best ways to improve the negative charge in your body, doing a grounding mat is one way to do that. But it doesn't solve the whole problem. One of the easiest ways to ground your body is drinking this water that feeds your body with tons and tons and tons of electrons. But not only that, but oxygen and hydrogen. It just floods your body. So 1 liter of this is like drinking 4 liters of water. It's the equivalent. And it's super, super hydrating, but more importantly, it grounds your body, which corrects a lot of other downstream issues. So this is what I use for grounding. Plus, I go for walks on the beach, and I go swimming in the ocean. I do things like that impart a negative charge in my body, but people need to do more than that. So I'm not into the grounding mats or anything like that. I think they can really throw some people off, especially if you're really, really sensitive. Some people are super sensitive to frequencies and super sensitive to energy. And if you're that person, a grounding mat might be way too strong for you. So I think that the Wata is a much better way to go about that. So Patricia Giacomini Blanco, so can you please show how the lamps are positioned on your sauna? I have the same one, and I think I placed it the wrong way. So I have the Sonifix sauna, just digressing a little bit. So I have the Sonifix sauna, and I like to lay down on my sauna, so I just have it like this. And I love laying down on my sauna. I used to sit in my sauna, the sauna that I used to have. I would sit up in it. I just felt like I was hunching over for 45 minutes. And I used to have lower back problems, and it was just really bothering me. So I love laying down in my sauna, just rolling over. But that's how I have the lamps positioned. But you can, with the Sonifix sauna, you can really do any imaginable configuration. You just kind of have to rig it up, so to speak. I had my fiance do this. I didn't do it. So get yourself a good handyman, or just try to figure it out on your own. So Hennessy John, so is that hydrogen water? It's not hydrogen water. The Wata, I did a podcast on my website with Rob Gorley, who makes this water, and it's a tetrahydra gas that's infused into the water. And what that does is provides billions and billions of electrons and hydrogen and oxygen. So it's not just hydrogen. Hydrogen by itself taken doesn't solve the whole problem. We need tons of electrons, and we need oxygen and hydrogen for the cells to work properly. And so the water solves a lot of different problems. It's not just hydrogen infused into the water. So it's tetrahydrate. And it's not like the mega hydrate. It's not like that. This is a gas that's infused into this water. And so you're not really drinking it for the water, though that's great, it's hydrating. You're drinking it for the gas infused into this water. You can also nebulize this water also and get lots of benefits in your lungs. And there's a machine called the WIT machine that you can also purchase. It's used in hospitals and used by doctors, where you can just breathe in the gas from the WIT machine. And but this is short of that. You can just order the water on aquanew.com or Amazon. So that's what I do. This is pretty much the water that I'm drinking now, because I noticed the difference if I go off of it for a week. Like one time I ran out of it. And when I first started drinking it, I was high. I was literally high for like 4 days and just so happy. I can't even tell you. And then I ran out of it. I just was miscalculating, when I was running out, and I didn't order it in time. So I didn't have it for a week. I 100% felt the difference. And when I started drinking it again, I felt so much better. I was more hydrated. I felt that high feeling again just for about a day. But then you habituate to that feeling. So that's why you don't feel that ongoing. But really helped me a lot. I also really recently had cavitation surgery, where I had an old wisdom tooth that I had extracted. There was a hole in my jaw that had tons and tons of infection. And I was gargling with this water and holding the water in my mouth and letting all that oxygen help to kill the bacteria and aid in healing. And really was instrumental in my healing from that surgery that I had right before Thanksgiving. Well, that's it for today. Oh, there's a couple more questions here. So John, is it deuterium depleted water? I have no idea. It's not marketed as deuterium depleted. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I have no idea. So you said, is it deuterium depleted water, not heavy hydrogen? I don't know. Some people need to drink deuterium depleted water, others don't. It's not a problem for them. So you can do a testing by the Centers for Deuterium Depletion. They have a test. I have a test kit sitting right here that I need to take that I haven't taken yet to test my deuterium levels. But no, it is not deuterium depleted. So Ivy Lim, what do you think of Kangen water ionizers? I do not recommend those whatsoever. The reason is because water ionizers charge the water, which is nice, but the way that they split the water, the water ions concentrates toxins in the water. And so this is not good. The Kangen filters I think they don't tend to filter the water, but they run the water over platinum plates. And so I believe it's a nickel plate that's coated in platinum, but over time, once that wears down, that platinum plating wears out, you can get significant metal toxicity from the Kangen water ionizer. So yes, the alkaline water can be helpful, but not all alkaline water is created equal. And so I'm not a fan of water ionizers because they don't tend to filter the water prior to being ionized. So the water is charged, but why not have the best of both worlds? With this, it's charged water, has tons of electrons, and it has hydrogen and oxygen in it that get released into your body. So you just have a lot more benefits without the dangers of the metal plates wearing off and getting into the water, and the concentration of toxins in the water because of how the water is kind of decoupled when it goes over the ionizing plates. So Kangen water is problematic. Let's see. So Patricia, so how many bottles of water do you drink a day? Yeah, so I drink about 1 liter a day. I find that that's all that I need. I also drink juices. So I drink about 1 liter of the water, because 1 liter is equivalent to 4 liters of water in terms of hydration. So I feel very, very hydrated. And then when I eat, I always drink a juice, like I'm having a a celery juice or a beet juice or a combination or whatnot. So that's, and I drink teas also. I'll drink chamomile tea before I go to bed. So I drink about 1 liter a day. And that's what I recommend. When you first get some, don't go crazy with it. Drinking 3 liters, you'll die. You need to go slow with it. It really starts producing a big change in your body once you first start drinking it. So if you're super sensitive, just get like maybe a ½ ounce of it and then work your way up slowly, or an ounce, drink an ounce or two, then work your way up slowly to a ½ liter and then go up to 1 liter. So let's see. Yeah, so John Hennessy, so yeah, you're right. I purchased an Echo H2 and it made me sick. Plus it's infusing frequencies that you may not need. Yeah, so just, you know, it just, there's a lot of different ways to skin a chicken when it comes to grounding mats, water filtration, and EMF protection. So I try to, you know, just provide and recommend suggestions for things that I know that work and help make all these little distinctions about, you know, why all things are not created equal. There's varying levels of quality within EMF protection devices, water ionizers with grounding mats, and there's a lot better ways to go about achieving certain results that we want to achieve. But in my opinion, we've got to be thinking about EMF protection. We have to be attending to grounding our bodies and enjoying the Earth's magnetism, or recreating that through various mechanisms. And we also have to really be thinking about hydration as well, because EMFs very much dehydrate you. They dehydrate your cells. And so for me, the Wata is a great defense against that. And not only hydrating myself properly, but feeding my body all these negative ions to counteract the positive charge that EMF is enacting on my body. So Linda, so where do you purchase the Wata? So you get it on aquanew.com. Just go there and get it. Not cheap to ship it, but it's pretty much the same price as other bottles of water. I mean, I think it's about $3 a bottle, which is about what you pay for Fiji or some other, maybe a little bit more. But, you know, and they try to, Rob Gorley and his wife have kept the price really, really low so they can help as many people as possible so they don't make a big profit on this. So I think the price is really reasonable. It's just the shipping is kind of expensive because it's water, it's heavy, but it's worth every nickel. I promise you, I love this Wata. So that's all the questions that you guys have. Thanks so much for tuning in today. And if you want to help to reduce the effects of EMF on your body, check out my Harmony Pendant. Go to harmonypendant.com and check that out. You can also go to this page to get tons and tons and tons of information about the Harmony Pendant. I'm going to put this link right here to try a Harmony Pendant. Please go to this page. And if you want to download my free EMF protection guide, please go to this this link right here that I'm going to put in the comments. So guys, thanks for tuning in today. I'm here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you miss any part of this broadcast, it will start over in Facebook on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Myers Detox. And if you prefer watching the video or you want to send this video to a friend of yours, you can go on youtube.com/Wendy Myers. This will be posted in a few hours. So thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys next week.